It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm running out of things to say about the Celtics this season, and I think the Celtics are running out of things to say in their post-game Zooms. Now, I hate the fact that it's Zooms. This has been a difficult season for the players. It's been a difficult season for the media. I don't want to complain because it's been much more difficult for a lot of people. So, I deal with it. The media deals with it. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to talk to these guys face to face. And I think we're losing a lot in the translation here because we can't even look at each other eye to eye and have reactions to one another. They can't see us. They're looking into a camera just like I'm looking into a camera right now. And they're not really seeing face-to-face interaction. And so we get a moment like this where Kemba is talking about the Celtics defense. And here's what he had to say. That is tough to hear. To have a player say after the, 68th game of the season, 69th game of the season, that we've just got to look in the mirror. And if we really want to win and take this to another level, this is what we've got to do. To say that we're not giving our all on every possession. What do you mean you're not giving it your all on every possession? What do you mean? And I get this isn't the March Madness crazy, every possession is the end of the world type of thing. I know sometimes a guy takes a possession off here or there. That's the NBA. It's actually not the worst thing in the world that it happens. But to have it be, hey, a few in a row, and then we take a few possessions off, and it's at this point in the season, how are you still doing that? How, with your season on the line at home against the Miami Heat, the team ahead of you, and you need this win. You need 4 wins in a row. You know what the situation is. How are you taking possessions off? They must look. I've been at the front of the line when it's come to COVID, stacking up games, the condensed schedule. I know that it's taken a complete toll on this entire team, on this entire league, and so the NBA has been a battle of attrition. Just in general, and this season in particular, is a complete battle of attrition. This is a real survival of the fittest. And I keep throwing out cliches, but I'm sorry, it's kind of what it is. And I understand that. I understand that you're at a point now where guys are just probably gassed. However, you know that you need this win, and taking a few possessions off, I think everybody would rather see a few of those possessions just go all out and then ask for a sub. Just ask for a sub out, and then we'll do quick rotations. Talk to Brad and say, hey, man, I'm gassed, man. Can we do something? Can you give me 45 seconds? Can I go sit down and then come back in? Can we do some quick substitutions? Something. But to go to the media afterwards and admit, we take some possessions off. We play hard and then we don't, and now we got to look in the mirror again. How many times are you going to look in the mirror to have this change? And look, I'm sympathetic to how hard an athlete has to work. And I know not everybody is. And you might not be. And you might be listening to me and being like, oh, here he goes again. But I am sympathetic to that feeling of, I've given it everything I've got. I'm running on fumes. And if that's how it is, then I'd rather hear you say, you know what? This has been such a rough season that it's hard. We're all trying to find like the extra few drops in the tank to push through this. If you're going to be honest about something, I'd rather hear that than what Kemba said. And I don't know. It's a more of a disappointing thing to hear at this point. I just, the one thing that bothers me is a lack of effort. Whenever I see a lack of effort, it's something that just, it triggers me to, when I do a podcast or when I do my writing, of all the things that bother me or could bother me, a simple lack of effort is the one thing that just gets me seeing red. Because trying is the very least that we can ask a professional athlete to do. Try hard, and if you run out of gas halfway through the third quarter, if the Celtics are out there busting their ass for a half or 2.5 quarters, and then when Miami took off, it's simply because, hey, we're out of gas. We got nothing. I got nothing left. I got nothing left to give you. Then all right, thank you. It's the NBA's fault at that point for putting these guys in this position. But hearing Kemba say that, it just stood out. And I don't think that Kemba is a guy that doesn't want to work hard. And I don't think the Celtics team is a team that doesn't generally want to work hard. This team is full of likable guys. These guys like each other. Everybody seems to want to do well. But then they don't. When they get on the floor, they just don't. And I understand that there's off the court stuff. There's on the court stuff. There's so many things. And I'm not going to sit here and just completely destroy this team over and over and over again, because I don't think any sane person wants to go there and play like they do all the time. I know the next question after that, people will be like, well, what's Brad Stevens' role in this? And I don't know that they're not doing what Brad Stevens wants to do. I understand why people would say this is Brad's fault. I totally understand it. I still am not seeing that level of thing. But who knows? I think we'll find out more next season, which is unfortunate to say because people want answers now. But the only answers we're getting right now is an answer like Kemba gave, and that's just bothersome.